When a construction company collapses, it so often ends in heartbreak. Life savings gone, no dream home. It can be just as crippling for the tradies not paid. So when a big job comes up, like a shopping centre or supermarket, they jump at it. It feels less risky. But for the 600 who signed on with Quasar Constructions, they're now owed millions.
We've done this work. We've done it to get paid. We expect to be paid.
Yeah, you've left 600 creditors $60 million out of pocket, James.
It's not true.
It's not true?
No.
Oh,
The numbers are still unclear, but James's Quasar business dealings simply don't add up.
I don't see any of us getting any money out of this. I think it's all gone.
Can you tell us what's gone wrong? Was it bad management or difficult times?
Supermarkets, airports, shopping centres, Quasar Constructions looked like a sure thing for tradies like Darren.
With someone like Woolworths, you sort of think, well, big, solid company, should not have any problem with money here.
But the plumber of 43 years soon regretted his tender.
We weren't getting payment schedules, we were never getting paid on time, and it was always short. And James Crawford did come to site, and we had a chat. He said, moving forward, we have no problems whatsoever. We're solid. Cash flow wise, we're solid.
James Crawford's Quasar was sinking. Darren's one of around 600 creditors who claim they're owed a combined estimated total of $60 million by Quasar Constructions.
So the final figure on the contract was $32,000 and the retention is about $93,000.
What sort of financial impact does this have on you and your family?
We'll probably have to try and get a bit of a remortgage on our house because I have other jobs going, so I need to service them. And just the sleepless nights and they're thinking, how are we going to do it? How are we going to get through this one again?
Been speaking to a lot of the creditors. You've left them a lot of money out of pocket, James.
Yeah, no, a lot of clients have left me out a lot of money out of pocket. I can't comment, I'm sorry.
Quasar entered administration in September this year, but there are early indications it was insolvent from at least June, according to the administrator's report. The company's collapse impacts 10 projects across New South Wales, including a Bunnings, a $50 million shopping centre, and work on 4 buildings at the new Western Sydney Airport. But subbies say James knew he was in trouble, meeting with an administrator in February while many of them were still on site.
They must have known what was going on. This is the machine.
Simon's general manager at a flooring and concreting company and has had a relationship with James Crawford for 10 years, even working on James's personal properties as well as other jobs.
There was a property at French's Forest, complete rebuild of the property. We did the flooring in his own personal house at Longueville. There was 2 homes at Northbridge.
Simon claims his companies are owed around $40,000, about $10,000 for work on a Woolworths in Ashfield in Sydney's West, and $30,000 in retention on 3 other jobs, including Woolworths Kellyville in Sydney's Hills District.
Come clean and do the right thing by people.
Quasar boasts to have built $1 billion in over 90 retail spaces, $600 million in over 60 education projects, $400 million in more than 50 commercial projects, $1.5 billion in 150 industrial projects. But a landscaper claims he's owed $220,000 for works on 5 of James's personal properties, as well as the Quasar office in Baulkham Hills in Sydney's Hills District. Debt collection specialist Anthony Egros says he's run more than 10 claims against Quasar.
Is it a sign of the times, or could Quasar have set out to do this?
Well, they're taking defensive actions on purpose. But the problem is the problem that affects the whole industry is it's a race to the bottom on price. They can't make any money out of Project A. So what do? For cash flow, you take on Project B. Project B starts to fund the shortfall in Project A, but now you haven't got money for Project B, so now you start Project C. And that's why you end up with these stories of companies going into liquidation.
Could James Crawford have known that the ship was going to sink?
I think he undoubtedly knew that the ship was going to sink. There's no question about that.
But the interesting thing is, James, you brought administrators in in February. That was 8 months ago. So did you know that you'd be in this financial trouble?
Crawford told administrators the reason Quasar failed was due to increased costs, skilled labour shortages, weather, the effects of COVID restrictions and various disputes and delays. While the administrator accepts this, it also points to some other concerns.
We made several offers to James Crawford to be interviewed, but he refused, responding with a legal letter claiming he feared he would be ambushed. In the letter, he said Quasar had been a profitable company that had suffered from adverse trading conditions, that he was working with administrators and had been threatened by creditors.
It's estimated James Crawford owes his own staff close to $1.5 million in unpaid super and other entitlements, as well as around $1.3 million to the ATO and $60,000 to iCare in unpaid premiums for workers' compensation cover. On top of that, Quasar is currently being sued by Safe Work after a subcontractor was injured when he fell from a windowsill at a worksite in Wahroonga, northwest of Sydney. Quasar has denied wrongdoing, but if found liable, it could be up for $2 million.
This is the Woolies you built, Robert?
Yes.
It looks pretty amazing.
Yeah, we did a lot of work. We work hard, we work overtime, we work under rain. We work overtime. Even we work Sunday in this job.
Robert came to Australia from Lebanon 25 years ago and has worked hard to build his formwork and scaffolding company. But Robert claims Quasar owes him $400,000 for work on 2 Woolworths supermarkets, including this shiny new store in Sydney's west. Robert wants Woolworths to step in.
I will stop buying from Woolies, seriously, because I feel they took our blood. I have like a couple of workers and we can't pay our suppliers.
Yeah, it's become very difficult to the point where I really want to give up.
If that's the case, James, tell us the truth.
It's the third time in 3 years that Darren's been left high and dry by builders he worked hard for. After 43 years in the plumbing game, Darren's afraid there's no coming back this time.
It really is out of control at the moment, and it's destroying people's lives left, right and centre.
It sure is. I mean, they turn up, they do a proper hard day's work, and for what? Nothing in the end.